Alright guys, welcome back to our weekend of travel. We are at Mill Springs National Battlefield and Museum today. We're going to show you around and see what it's all about.
Hi everybody.
Nancy, Kentucky.
Yeah, Nancy, Kentucky. Well, this will tell you the history of the battle that took place here in Mill Springs. If you want to read the entire thing, you can pause the video and read through it, so I don't have to read the whole thing out loud to you. Yeah, we're gonna go in a minute, baby.
Should. Here.
Look, he's mad.
Oh,
Get big.
right here.
Look up here, right? President Lincoln with hat.
Yeah.
He stood 6 feet 10 inches.
And that's how Dallas hat that shows all that.
That was a big hat.
Well, here's average. I'm an average female height.
Mm-hmm.
Just reading about the food. That's why it was done so close to like a lot of mills. Their base camps.
Pretty cool.
Mom,
Come on,
we
baby.
gotta close her up here.
Yeah. Look at it, look at He's all black.
Guys, come here. Daddy, look.
Yeah, don't touch nothing.
I'm just fixing a hat so you can show them what the hat is like. Mommy, come on, get over here.
I'm working my way there, baby girl. These are some artifacts that were found at Malden's Hill. These artifacts were found at Tour Stop 6, Malden's Hill, which we will take you around to some of the stops here in a little bit. The Union's artillery at Beech Grove, where they shelled the Confederate fortifications and the Noble Ellis. Among the objects were shell fragments, an archer bolt, a lock plate, a piece of spur, percussion cap tins, and 2 varieties of trace chains.
Pretty cool one.
Yeah.
What's his eye? They cover his eyes, Lily. They cover that guy's eyes.
Okay, this one was an interesting thing I was reading. This fragment of wood was part of the stump that was an oak tree, and then when General Zollicoffer, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he was laid against this tree, and it became known as the Zolly tree, and it was here on the battlefield. Well, a local resident, she was 10 years old at the time, named Dorothy Burton. She began decorating the tree with a wreath around it every year, and that has become known as Memorial Day. So technically a 10-year-old girl started Memorial.
Yeah, there's one on you've already seen it. Did you guys want to watch it?
I don't think she'll. She should have brought the boat thing with her. Oh, there is one soldier who was killed in the battle buried in here, along with his comrades. Alright guys, we're at stop number 2. The first one was where we were just at the museum. This is where the ollie tree that we showed you, the zolly tree, sorry, was originally, and the marker for a mass grave site, plus a marker in memory of General Zollicoffer. So this is a memorial for General Zollicoffer.
Which battlefield? This one.
This is still part of Mill Springs battlefield. This here, I gotta get up here to see what this one is. Oh, this here is a memorial, a mass grave. It says, beneath this mound rest in sleep that knows no walking more than 100 Confederate soldiers from Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama who were killed in the Battle of Fishing Creek, January 19, 1862. We know not who they are or were, but the whole world knows that what they were. These died far from their homes, but they fill hero graves and can't make out that word. Keeps ceaseless watch about their tomb. Shaggy boy.
Guys. Guys.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're at stop number 3. This is called Last Stand Hill. It says this hilltop was the area where the 17th, 28th, 29th Tennessee and the 16th Alabama infantry regiments attempted to hold back the advancing Federal Army. This point allows a good view of the field from the Confederate side, but you can see all that, including the ravine, which I'm assuming is down there, used by the 15th Mississippi and 20th Tennessee regiments to attack the Federal line. Confederate artillery stationed here, as you can see, attempted to hold back the advancing Federals in a last stand to allow the other Confederate units to retreat. These guns were only able to fire a few shots for due to fear of hitting their own men.
Okay. Fire.
Alright guys, this is stop number 4. This was the site of the Confederate Field Hospital. During the battle, there was a small log cabin that was located right here, and it served as the main Confederate Field Hospital. A few of the foundation stones are still visible. The hospital was in operation throughout the battle until its capture by Federal forces after the Confederate retreat. Ready?
It's been recording.
Oh, I didn't know. You don't talk to me. You just look at me crazy. So this is tour stop 5. It's called Timmy's Branch. This is where the very first shots were fired in the Battle of Mill Springs. It says here that just before dawn on January 19th, 1862, the Confederate forces collided with the Federals near a small creek. This area is the site of the first shots fired in the Battle of Mill Springs. It was fired between the Federal 1st Kentucky Cavalry and the Confederate Cavalry advance. After the shots, the U.S. camps came to life and were quickly mustered to begin marching south to meet the advancing Confederates. So I'm guessing the creek's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Alright, this is stop number 7 called Malden's Hill. This is where on the night of January the 19th, the Federal military stopped and slept for the night, and they, I guess, kept fire. According to this, they kept fire on the Confederates overnight, and when they went to attack the next morning, the Confederates had already retreated across the river to Tennessee.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
There's a mosquito over there on one stuff.
Alright, this is stop number 7 called the Confederate Fortified Camp of Beech Grove. It says the Confederate encampment was located on a peninsula formed by the Cumberland River and White Oak Creek. The camp was protected by a formidable line of earthworks that had been designed by a military engineer. After the Confederate retreat, Federal troops destroyed the camp so that it could not be used again. Evidence of the earthworks and cabins can still be seen in the terrain today, which David will take you up there and show you the Okay, I guess you had to pull in where those folks were.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is a tour 8, stop 8. It's called Ferry Landing. You walk down the path down to the lake. The night of January 19th and the morning of the 20th. That's where the Confederates abandoned camp and boarded the ferry boat. The vessel named the Noble Ellis carried them across the river to Mill Springs, which that's where we were at on Friday. You have to go all the way back out and go to the other 2 sites, which like I said, we already went there on Friday, so we're not going to be going back today. It's basically on the other side of the river, or a lake. They call it Lake Cumberland, but it says river, then it says lake. So. Alright guys, I'm taking you down here real quick to the landing where the ferry came across. To the edge here. Like I said, the spring mill, the mill springs where the grist mill was, is on the other side of the river. Just not gonna go all the way down to the river, the lake. I'm just gonna take y'all. And you see there's a lot of boat traffic out. As you can see, right through here somewhere is where they retreated. I thought it was pretty interesting. There was a ferry at one point years ago.